Sean Diddy Combs gets a standing ovation from his fellow inmates, while his former chef doesn't feel safe following the trial verdict. And his ex-bodyguard, he's calling out everybody who's celebrating. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We got various Diddy updates, including a fire interview from Gene Deal. I got to say, his best one yet. But first, let's start with Mark Agnifilo out there saying how he got a standing ovation. Diddy, when he went back to his jail, all the inmates stood up and applauded him. Agnifilo said it might have been the best thing he could do for incarcerated black men in America. They all said, "We never get to see anyone who beats the government." Agnifilo recalled talking to Diddy after his homes were raided, and he told the I'll Be Missing You singer to expect to be arrested on the ST charges. I said, maybe it's your fate in life to be the guy who wins, he recalled during the telephone interview, being briefly interrupted by a jailhouse call. They need to see that someone can win. I think he took that to heart. He shared that on the day of the verdict as he read that he woke up at 3 a.m. to text Tenny to say, we have to get a bail application. It's going to be good verdict, but I think he's going to go down for the counts that he did go down for. So let's try to get him out. He kind of whipped everybody into feeling better after concluding jurors would have convicted him of the racketeering if they had convicted him of the ST, because that was an alleged component of the racketeering. He met with Combs before the court, and Combs entered the courtroom rejuvenated, smiling. The one-time Catholic schoolboy prayed with his family. In less than an hour, the jury matched his prediction. The seemingly chastised Combs mouthed thank you to the jurors and smiled as family and supporters applauded. As we escorted the room, spectators cheered the defense with a few chanting, "Dream team, dream team." Several lawyers, including Garagos, cried. This was a major victory for the defense and a major loss for the prosecution. He credited a dream team of defense lawyers against the prosecutors who almost always win. For Combs, Agnifilo said a long road ahead is once he's freed and resumes work on personal demons, likely re-entering a program for domestic batterers, etc. He's doing okay. He realizes he has flaws like everyone else that he never worked on. Okay, now you ready for the Diddy victim tour? He burns hot in all matters, and I think he has come to see that he has all these flaws and there's no amount of fame and no amount of fortune that can erase them. You can't cover them up. I want, before I go to the chef and what the chef said, I want to play what Gene Deal says. Now, I can't share all of it because he gets a little explicit in some of these details, but he says something so spot on in the beginning. He talks about how the prosecution absolutely did fail. Why didn't they focus on the arm charges? You know, the pew-pew charges. What the heck? He goes in details how several people they could have called in to verify that where the pew-pews are located was where Sean Combs resided the most. They absolutely could have done that, and that would have been a guaranteed charge, but they didn't. Why?
But we found out a lot of things about this dude in this trial, bro. A lot of none of us even knew. But they celebrating this. This dude is psychotic. I don't care what you say, bro. You look at some of the stuff that he did, and like I say, that's what's good in the hood now. That's how y'all getting down now. Licking another man's.
I'm not going to finish. You know what he's about to say. Let's call it some coconut juice. Yeah, off of his own partner. It's gross, man. It's all really intense and gross, against people's will, bribery, all of it. All of it was real. And Jane Deal's not having it. And he's calling out the demons out there that are celebrating this win. It's disgusting and it's terrified. Now, another person who's come forward as a former chef, Jordan Atkinson, believes she would have been unalived if she told anyone about the stuff on the stand. Now, I'm torn on this because she's very intense in her posts.
So I was served with a grand jury subpoena that day before they left my home in Atlanta, Georgia. I confided in 3 different people about that visit from the feds. Terrified is actually an understatement. By April 11th of 2024, I was being contacted by Sean Combs' initial lawyer, Aaron Dyer. I have a voicemail that he left, and text messages stating that Mr. Combs was aware of the visit from the government and that they would like to extend to cover my legal fees. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering.
1,000%. 1,000% that's what this is. That's what that is. How was she not on the stand? Here's the text from the guy. She's got a lot of stuff that she's dropping, proving that she was going to be a witness. She was reported in the press, etc. She also wrote a letter to the judge, good for her, explaining how she's terrified and doesn't want Diddy to come back out.
I was supposed to testify this year on May 20th. I was in New York. It was announced. It was on CNN that I was supposed to be testifying, and I was pulled because I flipped out on the government. These are also facts. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. This was a miscarriage of justice.
In that first video, she also came to Cassie's defense, saying that she witnessed Diddy DVing her with her own eyes on other occasions. But that prompted a lot of backlash, saying, well, why didn't you testify? If you're feeling unsafe, why are you posting these social media clips, etc., etc.? Well, she posted a second clip to answer all of her critics.
I just wanted to address a few things because I know that it's been very confusing to see my initial post about my reaction to the verdict and me saying that I was afraid. And I'd like to explain that, yes, being contacted by the federal government is terrifying. The fact that their visit happens on March 20th, and by April 4th, really, I was made aware that Sean Combs already knew about that visit, even though I declined to speak to the feds when they came. That's why I was served with the grand jury subpoena. So my thing is everyone's like, oh, that's not witness tampering, that his lawyers were trying to pay your legal fees. Now riddle me this. If someone has assaulted you in the past and they threatened your life because you know about them brutally assaulting the person that they are with, that's at the center of the case, why would you be offering to pay my legal fees? Riddle me that.
The video gets a lot spicier as she begins to call out executives specifically.
Multiple executives over decades have helped cover up crimes, okay? And it should have been focused on them because the reality is nobody values women. Nobody cares about what was happening to them. Abuse apparently doesn't matter. When you pump people full of drugs to get them to do what they want to do, apparently they were doing it because they wanted to. No, but if the focus would have stayed on all the executives, I don't know why this wasn't presented. I don't know. Not my case. And that's what my lawyer had to keep telling me. So then it's like, why didn't you testify? Why didn't you testify? Because I freaked out on them. Because I told them, literally, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it because I don't know what you guys are doing. And so, yeah, just wanted to clear that up. And I understand that you guys don't really understand sex work. And there is a lot of nuances. And listen, people's sexual kinks is not the problem. But when you have to beat people into a submission, that is the problem, okay? I don't know how nobody understands this, but I stand with victims.
As we should all. Even that juror came forward, said he believed Cassie. But now everybody's just like, oh, it was all consensual. Really? All of it? Diddy was a drug addict. Give me a break. It was clear as day, especially when he's on those substances. He was doing things he shouldn't be doing, and he was forcing people to do things they shouldn't be doing. It is sickening out there how many people are just sort of batting a blind eye to it. Now, I will blame the prosecution as well, but there is absolutely some sort of corruption. I got in some arguments online with people saying, come on, Andy, what are you talking about? Today, we also learned there is no client list. Do they think we're dumb? Like, this is now 2 cases in a row where we're supposed to be just believe what the government's telling us? I'm sorry, but I don't. And this video, by the way, is on Popcorn Palace, which is a channel I created to do royal news, but I got so bored of talking about Harry and Meghan, as do, I know a lot of you got bored of me talking about Harry and Meghan. Here I go, post a video trying to expose other big palaces. I want to expose all the powerful people and all their little palaces. And this one needs to be talked about. But I didn't put it on this channel because I want to try to talk more about that over on that channel. And I would implore and beg you guys, please, I'll put a little iCard up there. It's going to get up the air. It'll be also at the end. Please head on over and watch this video next and tell me I'm crazy. The idea of potentially conspiracy here is crazy? Really? The same day that there's no client list? Even though we were all promised a client list? Like, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. This idea that there is no conspiracy here with Diddy, when there clearly was RICO, there clearly was exploitation, so many of those things, there clearly were substances. It only takes 2. So many people who had no idea about RICO prior now suddenly are the biggest experts on RICO. It's mind-blowing. So please check out the latest video. Help me prove I can turn this channel into not just royals. We'll still talk about the royals from time to time, but not daily like I was doing. I took 2 months off and this channel died, but I want to bring it back from the dead, and I want to talk about more important stuff. It's important we expose truth to power. We have to. No one is above criticism. We're allowed to call everybody out, and we should, especially powerful stuff like this and this case. So a lot more is coming your way. Make sure to click the video at the end. Also, make sure you're subscribed here. Hit that bell for all alerts. Smash that thumbs up as well. Leave your comments down below. And let me know what you think of Jordan's commentary here. Do you agree with her? Are you frustrated she didn't testify? Do you understand why she didn't testify? You can watch her full videos over on her Instagram. I wish she'd come on. I'd love to talk to her as well. What do you guys think? All I know is Gene Deal was spot on. Why are we celebrating this man? This man is a demon. Click the video. The one there on the left. Click it. Watch it. Support over there.